From Burlington, Wisconsin, it's time for Miller Lite All-Star Bowling. We are ready to go for match number 2 in our men's finals here this week. It'll be Jerry Riemer of Burlington taking on Scott Frew out of Des Plaines, Illinois. Miller Lite All-Star Bowling with Merle Draper, John Weiser. Glad you're along today.
John, this is Scott's first time on the show. Young bowler out of Illinois and really a good bowler too. Starts out with what we call a weak 10 pin.
Scott, one of those young gunners. Boy, he really revs that ball up into the pocket. A lot of wrist. Go cross lane here against the 10 pin.
Yeah, you'll see he'll use a different ball. Use a harder shell ball, go cross lane. That's what they always try to do to make the 10 pin. Just throw the ball hard and see just go straight.
Nice and straight, good follow through, and Scott off to a good start here today. His opponent, Jerry Riemer, right here in Burlington, Wisconsin.
This is Jerry's first time on the TV show. He, of course, tries out every year, and he's a very good bowler, as we all know. Does well in nationals and state and other events they bowl.
Well behind the line. It's enough to kick that 10 out. The messenger delivers for Jerry Riemer his first ball in this first match. Again, the winner of today's matches will move on into the men's finals. We've already got our one player in there for the men. And that is Kevin Menschow. So we're still looking to fill 3 more slots in the men's final. You get a good look at the grip and release of Jerry Riemer as he gets to the line. Good shot. And there's that weak 10. That 6 just staying down low.
Yeah, and just gets the ball in a little bit and doesn't react on the back end and hit hard, and he leaves that what we call a flat 10. And Jerry will do the same thing here. He'll throw the ball real hard, go cross lane to try to convert that 10 pin.
No stranger to Town and Country Lanes. Jerry, of course, the assistant coach for Burlington High School right here in Burlington, the boys bowling team. Best known for being the corner man for Cody Holpeck, and that'll go as an open frame as that ball hit the channel and then took out the 10.
Yeah, Jerry lost that on a downswing. He'll sometimes do that. There's Jim Milbrath, Rob Milbrath's father, and Rob and Jerry bowl tournaments together. Matt Zagar out of Racine. They got a really nice team, and Jim's here watching Jerry bowl today. And you're right about a corner man, because Cody's here today cornering for Jerry, as they do a lot of bowling together and they work together, do a lot of coaching with one another.
Scott long steps to the line. Got that one wide, leaving the 2-5.
He can't come up out of that ball. If you saw that, he didn't get down real well and lost it on the downswing and comes up light and leaves that 2-5. So he'll go cross lane here and go right at it. There's a shot of Levy's, our friend Nick from Lebanon, with the Levy's Pizza, which we'll be giving away. The bowler who gets the longest string of strikes is going to win a case of pizza from Levy's.
It's a tough spare. Half a bucket, if you will, and he makes it. So good conversion for Scott Frew.
There's Teresa Riemer in the background watching Jerry bowl. Of course, I guess everybody here knows Teresa. Happens to be my daughter, so she's instrumental in running the TV show, as my wife Lorraine in the background is.
Oh, there's no doubt we know who's in charge.
Yes, we do. And they're always here supporting everybody.
You get a good look at the release point for Scott as he gets to the line. Good extension, good follow through, and kicks the 10 out this time. So clean through the first 3 here for Scott Frew. Jerry going to try and shake off an open frame previously. Jerry, a preloader and driver for UPS here in southeast Wisconsin. Get right behind that line, nearly left the bucket there.
Yeah, he came up out of that one, came up real hard, and he does that sometimes, and ball don't react. It leaves a 2-4-5.
If it's one thing we've seen through the years here, it's who's going to carry lane 16, because that seems to suffer the carry down a little bit more in the matches as we get deeper in the show.
Yeah, John has been that way every year, and it doesn't change. And it's a good spare there. Good hard shot cross lane. That's what they do. There's a shot of Rob Milbrath there, and Rob's been on the show before. And him and Jerry bowl together. They're real close friends and bowl a lot of doubles tournaments together. And Rob's here trying to coach Jerry a little bit.
Jerry changing balls here on lane 15. Something with a little bit more reaction, maybe a little bit more hard through the nose that time, and that's exactly what he did.
It was really a strong shot.
A little stronger reaction that time. Now Scott Frew, who's gone up through the collegiate ranks, was a bowler for Northern Illinois University. Out of Des Plaines. Sports journalism. It's one of his hobbies.
Yeah, John, so many of the younger bowlers that's coming up nowadays have gone through the collegiate ranks at different colleges. There's some really great bowling programs, and they learn a lot, and they really get a lot of education there.
Takes that one final step and really plants hard at the line and flips them out. Good reaction that time for Frew. Yeah, the collegiate bowling program is very strong throughout the United States. I think USBC and the NCAA have done a really nice job in promoting collegiate bowling and elevating that sport and working with these athletes to make them better.
And it all started at the high school level, and these young people have gotten out of high school into the collegiate ranks and have come an awful long way from years ago. Robert Morris, Northern Illinois, Nebraska, Wichita State. You can talk about all of them, and they're really great.
Wider, and again splashed him back.
Nice shot, good reaction.
So Scott hanging tough here against Jerry Riemer. The winner of this match moves on to play Brian Schmidt out of West Bend. And Jerry going to stick with this particular bowling ball here on lane 16. And again, Lite leaving the 2-pin.
See, that's the same thing on 16 that you had just mentioned. That's the one that seems to get a little carry down, and ball reaction on that lane is not as hard as it is on 15.
And that one a little light, but made the carry that time.
There's
Kerry Schaefer, you bet.
And he's one of our senior bowlers and our pro shop operator here at Towne & Country, and there's also a lot of coaching here at Towne & Country for all the young bowlers.
Jerry needs to string some strikes here. He seems to have 15 figured out.
Yeah, almost every shot's there. It's a good roll. He just 16 seems to be the nemesis right now.
Scott back up here, getting ready for his 5th frame. Works for Flextronics in Northern Illinois. 5 800 series to his credit so far, 6 perfect games. Been at this now competitively for about 13 years. You can see he uses all of the approach. Big steps to the line, and again that weak 10.
There's that 10 pin on 16 again.
Scott, part of that Illinois contingent that comes up year after year here in your tournament, Merle.
Yeah, we sure do. He's one of them. We get an awful lot of participation from the Illinois bowlers, and we're really happy for that.
He You see right at the channel on that left side and converts the 10-pin. So Frew continuing to lead here. So we get into the back half of our first match. And the winner of today's matches moves on to the men's finals. Have that for you in a couple of weeks. Good shot.
Strong, real strong shot.
Very
He stayed
strong.
down and came through that ball real strong. Good strong arm swing, and the ball held up, and good reaction.
The key for Scott there, getting it out on the lane. If you set it down early, that ball's going to skate wide.
Shot of Mary Appenzeller, who was our junior league coordinator here at Towne Country, and oversees all of that for us, and big supporter of the bowling show and everything we do.
See if Jerry can figure out 16. A little bit wider, this time leaving the bucket.
That lane's got him back a little bit, and he left the 2-4-5. This time he left the bucket. Just not getting that ball to recover and hit on the back end like he wants on that lane, like he did on 15.
It's a tough conversion here. The combination 2-4-5-8. And makes it.
Nice shot. It's a tough spare, but it's a good shot going cross lane.
Jerry hanging in here, but as I said, he got to get some strikes together here. Try and get back in this match.
Yeah, Scott's got some strikes going, so when your opponent's striking, it's you have to strike to stay with him. Now that's a good shot.
You knew right
Really
away
good.
when he let that one go. Hit his mark.
When he sets the ball down, he sets it down really quiet. I've had other people comment on the fact that when he sets the ball on the lane, it's really down and quiet and through it.
Well, Scott Frew has a youth ISBC title to his credit. First appearance on our television show. Much better shot there, liked it. He's got 16 figured out. That's a double for Scott.
Yeah, that was strong. Strong all the way, absolutely good all the way through it.
Again, the winner moves on to take on Brian Schmidt. Also on our show today, Scott Wojnar.
Jason Wojnar.
Or Jason Wojnar, I'm sorry. God,
It's easy to
too
do.
many things to remember.
Right, for sure.
Right at the line. Good shot here. Does he get a good
Strong
reaction?
shot.
You
Oh,
bet.
Absolutely did. Especially on 15. You can get the ball going. It's going to come back and hit harder than it does on 16, and it really did there.
Jerry running out of frames here. Jerry tossing a perfect game at the 2013 state tournament.
Yeah.
So he knows how to get the ball there, but again, lost that one wide and nearly got them all.
Yeah, he's a little bit frustrated on 16 right now, you know, and that's what happens. You force a little bit, then you miss your spot, which he did there, and he just rushed that one.
That's the shot he wants right there. You got to kick the feet right and go straight up the boards, probably on 16 a little bit more than swinging the ball out on 15.
Right.
He's got 15 locked in. He's had that all day.
He threw that ball, and he knew he had a strike. There's a shot of Josh Hall. He's our one of our high school bowlers here at Towne Country, and on the high school team, he's actually our anchor bowler.
So Jerry going to wrap up his 10th frame. But Scott was just A little bit better here today.
Yeah, and Jerry just never was able to conquer 16 is pretty much what it is, because he's pretty much wired 15 every time.
Final ball in the 10th frame here for Jerry, and
there's another one.
Locked in. So for Jerry Riemer, 198. Scott with a full ride can go out for 257. He's got 16 figured out. He's a little bit more direct, straight up the boards.
Yeah, not leaking it out as much and going straighter and straight down, and good reaction.
So Scott Frew will advance. He'll take on Brian Schmidt out of West Bend, Wisconsin here in our second match. Not showing too much nerves here in his first appearance in our tournament.
No, he's doing real well.
Set that one down short. Yeah, crossed it over. That's when you know things are going well.
Yeah, when you make a mistake, make a good one, and sometimes you get a break with it, and that's what happened. But he bowled real well the whole game, so he very well deserved to win.
Final ball here for Scott Frew as he will advance to take on Brian Schmidt. A little wide, but tripped them all. 257 to 198. Scott Frew over Jerry Riemer. Back with match number 2 and Brian Schmidt right after this.
Miller Lite All-Star Bowling is brought to you by Lynch GM Superstore. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. 900 Global. For all your bowling equipment and attire, it's 900 Global. Your local bowling center. And Towne & Country Lanes in Burlington, Wisconsin, the home of All-Star Bowling.
Miller invented light beer, the original 96-calorie Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people counting calories, which led to counting carbs, which led to counting crunches, which led to 8-minute abs, which led to 7-minute abs, which led to ab masters, thigh masters, and butt masters, which led to the realization that the best place to get a six-pack is the liquor store. Miller Lite. We invented light beer and the perfect six-pack. You're welcome.
It's exploding fun for the whole family. Cosmic Bowling. Towne & Country Lanes in Burlington introduces Cosmic Bowling. It's bowling fun with the hottest music and coolest light show all in one. So trade in those dancing shoes for bowling shoes and experience Cosmic Bowling. Cosmic Bowling, only at Towne & Country Lanes.
Hey 900 Global fans, Senior Design Engineer Nick Cyphers here with another exciting new release from 900 Global, the network. With a newly developed cover stock blend and our strongest asymmetric core to date, the network has everything you need to get connected with the lanes. A strong mid-lane read, powerful back-end motion, and endless continuation are at your disposal. At the center of the network is our re-engineered CFT2 asymmetric core, featuring modified densities that have created a lower RG of 2.49, higher differential of 0.051, and our strongest intermediate differential to date, 0.030. With these core numbers, bowlers will see around 6 inches or more of track flare. Wrap Wrapped around this core is our newly developed cover stock, the XPT74 Pearl. XPT stands for Extended Pore Topography. This cover stock is chemically engineered to have more uniquely shaped porosity structures that extend deeper into the shell, allowing for quicker oil absorption while maintaining responsiveness down lane. With our one-of-a-kind neat T-pad finish, the network will appear quite shiny despite having a surface roughness equivalent to 4000 grit. With this combination of core, cover, and finish, the network will connect best with moderately heavy lane conditions, allowing bowlers to move left while maintaining a strong mid-lane read and back-end reaction. To learn more about the network and the rest of the 900 Global lineup, visit us online at 900global.com. And as always, like us on Facebook for the latest 900 Global news and promotions. "900 Global, performance tailored for your game."
Acres and acres of over 500 vehicles for you to choose from. Shop Lynch for your best deal.
You do the driving, we'll do the listening, because I want you to love how you feel in your new ride.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Scott Frew advancing to our second match here today. He'll take on Brian Schmidt, defeating Jerry Riemer today, 257 to 198. Brian, with the higher seed, had the choice, and he elects to start here on lane 15.
Right.
Brian Schmidt out of West Bend, Wisconsin. And he gets off to a good start in his match against Scott Frew.
Yeah, the bowlers sometimes make the decisions who starts and who finishes, and some guys like to finish first. Some guys like to have their opponent finish first, so that comes down to decisions they make before they start.
Scott, a first-timer here, advancing into our second match. Again, the winner will, this match, faces Jason Wojnar in our right to move on to the men's final. And Scott has got it locked in, coming off a 257. And he has found the line here today. Left that six pin in the channel there.
Yeah,
I'm
just a little flat there. That's what they call a flat 10. And
been interested watching his approach, Merle, as we get a look at our two bowling balls that will be given away here later on in our programming. And our Global folks doing a nice job with that. Again, we thank them for participating once again in Miller Lite All-Star Bowling.
And thank Joey Arvai for that. He helps us get those bowling balls from Global.
It's almost a 7.5 to 8-step approach for
yeah,
Scott.
You watch Scott, and I was going to comment on that, where most times when you start your step, you push the ball away. Well, in his case, he takes about 3 steps before he pushes it away, but his timing is perfect for him, and everybody does it differently. So
there's Brian Schmidt. Started off with a strike out of West Bend, Wisconsin. Out of Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, and nothing left back there. Look out.
That was a strong shot. Boy, that was real strong on 16. That ball hit really, really hard.
Brian's the bar banquet manager out at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. Remember bowling a state tournament out there
yes,
a few years back.
Correct, and state tournament is there this year also. Starts in about a week or so, and I'm sure Brian will be there when we go up to bowl.
One Lite leaving the 2-pin.
Yeah, he just got quick on that one. He got way ahead of that with his feet and lost that ball, and the ball stayed out, and that's what happens when you rush the line.
West Bend City Team Doubles and All Events champion. Among his bowling accolades. Going to go after the 2-pin. Will it get there? It does. So clean through 3 for Brian Schmidt. We get another look at Scott stepping up here on lane 15. Zero in on that. See how long he holds that ball in place. A good 3-4 steps before he pushes that one away. And trip 4, a little high, got a break.
It works for him, and that's what he does. But there's different bowlers do it differently, and they teach you to do it one way, but that doesn't mean you have to. And in this case, you can see with Scott, he takes those steps, and it's all timing. It's what you're used to doing, and push the ball at the point you need to push it away to stay with your arm swing at the foul line with your slide foot.
We're going from the 4-step to a 5-step. That was how I was taught, was the old 4-step approach.
Yeah, we all were, right.
Now in my later years, as he saws that 8-pin off for a strike, Scott has found the line here today. He has certainly got the strike ball working, having defeated Jerry Riemer, and now takes the early lead here against Brian Schmidt.
You think about the bowlers of the old days, the really good one, Mark Roth comes to mind on the Pro Tour, who took several steps before he pushed the ball away.
Good plant at the line, good extension, and you see the result for Brian Schmidt.
Nice shot.
Stays down nicely. You know, the taller bowlers tend to pop out of the shot a little bit more, and he really stays down, planted at that line, that foot perpendicular at the foul line. Able to clear out that right hip and make a good firm delivery right at the line. Get a look at the grip. Thumb at about 11 o'clock. Got that one wide again. Got quick with it and washed out.
He got quick with the feet, and he knew that too, because you see he lost that on the downswing. It showed it right there at the foul line where he was at the foul line before the ball was, and it just stayed out, and that's what happens.
Well, difficult conversion here. You want to get to the left of the head pin, get enough of the head pin to kick out the 10, but also enough to take out the 2-8.
Yeah, this is not an easy conversion. She said you got to hit it exactly right, and you got to hit that head pin on the left side and still get through to get the other pins out.
Got a chance.
And it just hooked up too quick. He was so close there.
Losing count on that as well now, so door wide open here for Scott Frew.
Yeah, that's the case there. If you don't convert it, leastwise you want to get the 1, 2, 8 to 3 pins for count. And in that case, he lost it, and it just took off on him, and he didn't get that.
Again, the winner will face Jason Wojnar in our final match today with the right to move on to the men's finals. But Scott Frew here has just been automatic. And again, likes it. Nothing left.
He's got good speed, John. That's what he's doing. He's holding the line with that. He's got good arm swing. It's straight, and he's got good speed to keep the ball from hooking up on him. And throwing it really good.
Well, he's given the ball a little bit more forward roll, too. If you watch his release angle, that wrist is staying under the ball and getting it out on the lane instead of coming around the ball.
Right.
That's when you tend to leave your 10 pins coming when you fly out of the ball off to the right, losing the forward roll. Good wrist cup. Messenger got there, but didn't take out the 10.
Didn't quite take the 10 out. See, he's using those first steps as a timing step and then actually pushing the ball away to where he's basically using a 4-step approach with the arm swing. He's just using those first 3 steps he's using as a timing step to get going to the foul line.
Again, changing balls here, going a little harder shell ball here to go cross lane at the 10. You see that left foot right on that left channel, and solid conversion on the spare for Scott Frew. Takes a commanding lead into our match here late. Plenty of frames left here for Brian. Needs to string some strikes. Nice trip 4. Take the break there.
Got a break on that one. He tripped it up. Came a little high. Tripped that 4 out. And he's going to need to get a strike here because Scott's got it going. And fall behind. You got to throw stacks to stay with him.
Let's see if he takes just a little extra time here because last couple shots in 15 he's rushed. Stay out. No, that one dove hard, and you see the result.
He tugged that one just as he set it down at the point on the lane instead of being free and letting it go through. He tugged the ball or pulled it and come up and leads the big 4. That's
and you figure the last ball on 15 was wide.
Yeah,
and at that tendency, you don't want to do that again, so you give it a little extra tug over. Throw hard, and
that's what happens. You know, you leave a washout, and the next time you invariably on that lane want to compensate for it, and then you overcompensate, and that's what happened.
So Scott Frew in command here now. A chance to put this one away. Solid. Good reaction. Fingers and thumb pop out of that ball and get it down the lane.
There's a shot of Jason back there who's coming on the bowl the next game in the finals of this bracket.
He's going to run into one hot bowler here. Scott can go off for 259 if he can fill them all up here. Another good shot. Okay. You would know it that this is his first appearance in this tournament.
No, he's pretty solid. He's pretty calm. Doesn't show any jitters at all for being the first time. So, again, that collegiate competition gets you in that frame of mind when you get out to compete.
Brian really, the 2 bad balls, the one that got away from him in the washout and then the overreaction on the split frame before. There's our good friends at the Lynch Superstore out here in Burlington. Another fine sponsor here of our Miller Lite All-Star Bowling.
Yeah, they're giving away Kendall Fire this year for the high game in the tournament, so whoever gets the high game will win that. Compliments of John Fisher and everybody over at the Lynch Superstore.
John, a pretty good bowler in his own right.
Very good.
Brian has found something here late. Not sure if it's going to be enough. I think he knows.
He kind of knows that too.
Yep.
He's laughing a little bit. He said, "Well, I got to figure it out now, but it's too late to come back."
Well, the bowl of the day so far has been Scott Frew out of Des Plaines, Illinois. Dispatched Jerry Riemer. Chance to get in the 250s here with that strike. Again, you can see uses that entire approach, actually hangs over the back end of the approach and still gets the ball right at the foul line. Again, the trip 4. He's got it all working here today. This ball here, a chance to get to the 250s once again. So if I'm Jason Wojnar, I'm running into a buzzsaw here in my match coming up here in just a moment.
Yeah, Scott's really lined up. He's got the line, condition figured out, and got everything going for him at this point. And there's another nice shot, just really strong.
And that second one in the 10th gets him to 250, possible 259.
There's some of our bowlers here. Taylor Milan with sticks to Cody. Jeff Nieder in the red shirt there. He's also one of our regular bowlers and tries out for the TV show every year.
Better be a white W over that placard over there.
You know it is.
259 for Scott Frew. And he goes 257, 259 his first 2 games here today. For Brian Schmidt, no, it's not sure he would have had enough anyways here today. He had 2 open frames today, but a couple of bad breaks like that one. That ball jumped up on him, leaving the 9.
And that's what happens when you're not bowling well. You don't get them breaks, you know. If you're bowling well, you might carry that 9 pin and get a strike. But at this point, it's too late, and I know Brian knows that because Scott bowled really, really well.
Children Hannah and Bennett watching today as he converts the spare. That's our man of the hour right now, Scott Frew. And 186 for Brian Schmidt, but Scott Frew advancing in this one. 259 to 186. Jason Wojnar in the wings when we come back.
Miller Lite All-Star Bowling is brought to you by John Magna Pro Shop. GMBA Hall of Famer John Magna has been helping bowlers improve their scores with his expertise and unbeatable prices on the right equipment. Get the Magna Advantage at John Magna Pro Shop, 92nd Street, Milwaukee. And by Alpine Lanes in Muskego, Wisconsin. People love our 16 lanes, 11 flat screens, and outdoor volleyball. But the food at the Avalanche Grill scores high too. Newly remodeled Alpine Lanes in Muskego is a family favorite. Check out Alpine's short season programs beginning in May. Old Settlers Bowling Center in Union Grove. Old Settlers Bowling Center on Highway 11 in Union Grove features bowling and a golf simulator indoors, sand volleyball and horseshoes for the summertime outdoors. For details on year-round fun, call 262-878-3709 or visit oldsettlersbowl.com. River City Lanes in Waterford, Wisconsin. River City Lanes, just off Highway 36 in Waterford, has a full calendar of bowling and specials with volleyball and horseshoe leagues now forming, plus a full menu of food and more than 80 types of bottled beer. River Lanes doesn't stop there. A full-service pro shop and Bruno's Restaurant and Banquet Hall make it a one-stop destination for high scores and full-service dining and entertaining. We do the work, you enjoy.
When the Declaration of Independence was signed, they toasted with a Miller Lite. When Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity, he tied a Miller Lite to his kite. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, and everyone's minds were blown. It was the best thing of all time.
I tied a string between two Miller Lites.
Miller Lite, the original light beer and greatest beer in the world.
Miller Lite is back in its original can.
It's exploding fun for the whole family. Cosmic Bowling. Towne Country Lanes in Burlington introduces Cosmic Bowling. It's bowling fun with the hottest music and coolest light show all in one. So trade in those dancing shoes for bowling shoes and experience Cosmic Bowling. Cosmic Bowling, only at Towne Country Lanes.
Three generations, family-owned with acres and acres of new and used vehicles. You do the driving.
We'll do the listening, because I want you to love how you feel in your new ride.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
A couple of bowlers out of the Illini State going to do battle here in our final match of the day. Jason Wojnar will take on Scott Frew. The winner will move on to the men's finals in just a couple of weeks. Again, our big thanks to the folks at Miller Lite for sponsoring Miller Lite All-Star Bowling. Great folks, Glenn Montegrano and company over at CJW, once again sponsoring our programming.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank Glenn Montegrano and his whole family and all the people over there, because without your help we couldn't run this show, that's for sure.
257, 259, the first two games out here for Scott Frew, and he leaves the week 10.
Just got that ball in a little bit deeper than he wanted to, and it didn't recover quick enough on the back end, and as you said, it leaves that flat 10 pin. Again, cross lane with a harder shell ball. Throw the ball hard.
Hasn't missed. He's been on his spares here today. When he's left some spares,
Right.
he's had quite a few strikes. You go 257, 259. Our first look at Jason Wojnar. Jason out of New Lenox, Illinois. He's locked in on his first shot on 16. Jason married.
It's his wife Teresa, and she also made the Final Four of the women's TV show this year out here at Towne Country Lanes.
And we're talking before our match today. Jason had quite a year out here at Towne Country.
Certainly did. He was on the winning team of our team tournament last spring. He was one of the members of the championship team for that one, so he took a good paycheck out of there, plus whatever he should get here on the TV show.
So back-to-back strikes for Jason to get his match started. So first time today, Scott behind after the first couple of frames.
Yeah, it's really no fault of his. He left the 10 pin and got a strike, but Jason got the double, so.
You get a look at that footwork, that right foot hanging over the back end of the approach. You can see just almost afraid he's going to run out of room. He gets right to the foul line.
And you also notice, John, he doesn't really slide. He gets up and he plants his foot, plants it there, but he's solid. He's solid at the line, which is the key. And most people slide into the line, but in this case, and there's some that don't, they'll just plant their foot and stay real solid that way.
I have to wonder, you know, the junior bowlers coming up now are bowling on the synthetic lanes with the synthetic approaches, which there's a little less friction, so they're learning to plant the foot.
Correct.
Whereas us old-timers
right.
had the old wood lanes, wood approaches. You're used to sliding, staying behind that line, maybe giving yourself a few inches to slide into the line, as you see a good strike there on 15.
And you know, with the synthetics now, sometimes you get a real slick approach, we'll call it, because they are synthetic. And so if they can plant, as Scott's doing here, it takes away that problem of maybe sliding into it and fouling and going over the foul line.
Jason kind of does a little hop step there to the left and then straightens himself out, and he's got 3 in a row.
Same thing we talk about, a little bit unorthodox with his footwork, but it don't matter. If you do it the same every time and you're consistent with it and it works, that's all is necessary. And that's, he kind of shows that, Jason does, as he gets into the foul line.
It's almost like a timing mechanism for him. As you watch here, he hangs that ball way out. And right there, kind of rights himself and gets perpendicular with the line, and he's got 4 in a row.
There's Steve Inger in the background there with the green. Steve is our head coach for our high school bowling team. And the boy in front of me is Tristan Albrecht. That's right. Jeff Albrecht's son. And he's a very good up-and-coming bowler. He's in the grade school level, but he's doing real well.
Oh, he'll be better than his old man. There's no doubt about that.
It won't take much to do that. No, just kidding.
I'll hear about this from Jeff later.
Jeff is really good.
I tripped the 4, but left the 9, so at least broke up the split. Again,
he set that one down a little quick, and it came up a little high on him, and he tripped a 4-pin out.
We're at about that time now with the transition. We've gone through the transition. Now I want to see what, you know, I have to make an adjustment here, probably a little bit more to the left, my guess. That oil has worked its way down and maybe used up a little spot there, and maybe thinking you got a transition.
And what happens too, John, is today's bowling, they'll burn the track up because of the aggressiveness of the bowling balls. And after a while, that oil is not there like it was when they started, so they have to move in to continue to get in to get the oil so that they get the friction on the lane.
Tell you what's been very helpful for bowlers has been the PBA Tour going to that dyed oil that you can actually see on television. You can watch how that evaporates out and how bowlers use it up rather quickly with these resin balls. And
sure do.
Gives you a good example of that. Scott coming back here on 15. Likes it and should.
Strong shot. He really comes through the ball really hard and strong with his arm swing.
Jason, 4 regional titles, Midwest Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, 62 perfect games as we tape this. And got a little high with that one, leaving the 6-pin.
Wow, 62 perfect games.
62. Well, that's 61 more than I got. 34 800s.
Yeah.
2 World Team Challenge titles as well. He's got the Illinois Beat the Champs title to his credit as well, so he's no stranger. Runs the pro shop out at Centennial Lanes down in Tinley Park, Illinois. Scott challenged here for the first time today, so we'll see how this is going to play into it. We mentioned Jason, part of that winning team for the Town and Country Team Tournament this past year. And he comes right back with a strike on 15. So Scott needs to string some strikes here, get right back into it. Again, at stake in the men's division, $1,000 to the first place prize winner of our tournament this year, $500 second place. Beautiful plaque for the champion as well. That's what these bowlers are competing for here, and boy, nothing left back there on that ball.
Right, the winner of each match, of course, will end up in the championship bracket, the 4 winners. And when you get to that, they're seeded based on their second round qualifying position to get to the TV show.
Scott's wife in the background there. Taking a little extra time on this shot, trying to stay with Jason here. Does it have enough to come back? It does. Kind of backed out of it, thought it might not get there, but it did.
Yeah, I think he thought it wasn't going to get back and react, but it did. And if that had been on 16, it probably would not have. But on 15, it did.
Got the color right, but the wrong logo on there, I think. If you've been out here, it's Badger Red. Badger Red. And Jason now doubles up here. Big double for him. Mentioned Kevin Menchow had won a match previous. He's already seeded into the men's finals.
Okay.
Oh, he wanted that one badly.
Strong shot. Yeah. It's just good ball, good reaction. It just hit just a hair late, and that's why that 10-pin rang or 6-pin went around it. Left that 10.
Teresa Wojnar looking on, Jason's wife. Cross lane at the 10, right on it. Really wanted that one to take control of the match right there, but Scott, the door cracked open just a little bit here. Big ball here for Scott, and it came back. Well, he kind of stared that one down, and
yeah, I think he thought he went a little wide with it, but the ball, a good reaction, stayed with it, and came back and took that 10-pin out.
Scott knows he's got to double up. She had Brandon on camera here today. There's a big ball here for Scott. He's got a chance here to finish out the 10th frame. Got it wide. Broke up the railroad, but left the 8.
Yeah, they was fortunate he didn't leave the 2-8. That 2-pin fell forward and left that 8-pin. And Scott he needed that shot there. Just
gave it a little extra power on that one. I think he really thought he made the right move on the approach. Give him a good angle to the pocket, but just that little extra muscle. Ball just late reacting. Cover the 8-pin. Now, Jason, you see far left of the approach. Get a good look at the angle here. Jumped up, but tripped the 4.
Yeah, he thought he took that a little bit and came a little high, but he got a break and tripped the 4-pin out. That's a big break.
He knows he got away with one there. Jason Wojnar out of New Lenox, Illinois. Taking the lead here over Scott Frew out of Des Plaines. Carries that one through.
It was a solid shot there all the way. It was perfect.
Needs a get the 3-bagger here would force at least Scott to double in the 10th. As Jason will finish up his 10th frame first here. Bad break. Boy, that's one of the biggest bad breaks.
Boy.
You can get the Lite 7-10 in the 10th frame. Wow.
Threw that ball real well, too. Good ball, good reaction. It just exploded, and that's what you leave. Sometimes that happens.
So a huge break here. Scott Frew knows the door is open here. And Jason will take the 7 out. Open frame. So Wojnar with a 245. It's all on Scott. That's the position you want to be in. Be able to take the lane here with a chance to win it on the approach. A little extra time here for Scott Frew. Got that one out. The carry, yes. Splash strike there on 16.
It was a good shot. Good ball reaction. Came in a little light and good roll. Took everything right out.
So Scott with the first one here in the 10th. Big ball here. Needs this one. Oh, the ring in 10.
Solid 10 pin. Threw the ball real well. That's about as good as you can do when you get in that position.
Whoa.
You know what you got to do. Good execution. Ball just hit hard and again just goes in here late and leaves that 6 pin, flies around that 10 pin and don't take it out.
He needed that one to get him, give him a chance to win. He had to carry that strike. So Scott Frew going to come up just a little short here today with the spare. 238, but it's Jason Wojnar, despite the open in the 10th. 245 to 238 over Scott Frew. Merle Draper will be back. Award the prize money with the bowlers right after this.
Miller Lite All-Star Bowling is brought to you by Lynch GM Superstore. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. 900 Global. For all your bowling equipment and attire, it's 900 Global. Your local bowling center. And Towne & Country Lanes in Burlington, Wisconsin, the home of All-Star Bowling.
Gold. It's the color of quality, the color of taste, the color of a true Pilsner. Let your eyes drink it in. When you want a real light beer, it's Miller time.
It's It's exploding fun for the whole family. Cosmic Bowling. Towne Country Lanes in Burlington introduces Cosmic Bowling. It's bowling fun with the hottest music and coolest light show all in one. So trade in those dancing shoes for bowling shoes and experience Cosmic Bowling. Cosmic Bowling, only at Towne Country Lanes.
Acres and acres of over 500 vehicles for you to choose from. Shop Lynch for your best deal.
You do the driving, we'll do the listening, because I want you to love how you feel in your new ride.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Miller Lite All-Star Bowling is brought to you by John Magna Pro Shop. GMBA Hall of Famer John Magna has been helping bowlers improve their scores with his expertise and unbeatable prices on the right equipment. Get the Magna Advantage at John Magna Pro Shop, 92nd Street, Milwaukee. And by Alpine Lanes in Muskego, Wisconsin. People love our 16 lanes, 11 flat screens, and outdoor volleyball. But the food at the Avalanche Grill scores high too. Newly remodeled Alpine Lanes in Muskego is a family favorite. Check out Alpine's short season programs beginning in May. Old Settlers Bowling Center in Union Grove. Old Settlers Bowling Center on Highway 11 in Union Grove features bowling and a golf simulator indoors, sand volleyball and horseshoes for the summertime outdoors. For details on year-round fun, call 262-878-3709 or visit oldsettlersbowl.com. River City Lanes in Waterford, Wisconsin. River City Lanes, just off Highway 36 in Waterford, has a full calendar of bowling and specials with volleyball and horseshoe leagues now forming, plus a full menu of food and more than 80 types of bottled beer. River Lanes doesn't stop there. A full-service pro shop and Bruno's Restaurant and Banquet Hall make it a one-stop destination for high scores and full-service dining and entertaining. We do the work, you enjoy.
Okay, welcome back to Miller Lite All-Star Bowling, and at this time I'd like to present the prize winnings to the bowlers who competed today. The first one I give to Jerry Riemer. Jerry, $150. He just couldn't get lined up on lane 16, and Scott bowled real well, but, you know, just one of them days.
Yeah, Scott bowled great. 16 was just a little bit tighter, made a bad adjustment on it. So just like to thank all the sponsors, people coming out watching and supporting the tournament. Great tournament.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Brian? First time on, you got a check for $175. Scott bowled real well. You run into a real buzzsaw there, and I want to give you a check for $175. And thank you for participating, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to come down. Got to bring my kids down, so that's the highlight for me, along with making it. Both these guys bowled great too, so appreciate it. Thanks, everything.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, Scott, I got a check here for $200. You bowl really, really well. I don't see how you can bowl any better. You threw a great shot there in the 11th, just a 10-pin. Of course, Jason bowled good, but I think you just bowled about as good as you can, and I want to congratulate you and thank you for advancing this far.
Thank you very much. You know, a lot of people focus on the one shot that didn't fall, but there's plenty that fell leading up to it, so you can't just focus on one. It was a great experience for me. I don't have a lot of tournaments. I thank everyone that came out to watch me today, and this guy wanted, he earned it.
Okay, thank you very much. See you back next time. Well, Jason, I don't have any money for you, but that's a good thing for you, because you get to come back in the championship bracket later on. I want to congratulate you. You bowled real well. You threw great shots. And that 7-10 in the 11th, I thought, well, that may cost you, but you threw a great shot.
I threw the first shot was just okay. The second shot I threw really good. I just got lucky. He made a great shot in the 10th, and he left the 10-pin. So I just want to thank the sponsors and you guys for holding this tournament. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see everybody later on All-Star Bowling.